which will be taking place during the Memorial Day weekend. We have a great run of show prepared for you today. Starting us off is Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, who will be providing remarks in both English and Spanish, as well as Region Chief Gerald Brown from the Texas Department of Public Safety, Executive Assistant Chief Alvaro Guzman from the Houston Police Department, District Attorney Sean Tier, representing the Harris County District Attorney's Office, as well as Tanya Childress, who is a victim of impaired driving and a fierce Mothers Against Drunk Driving volunteer. Also represented today here are outstanding partners. We have Lieutenant McClurkin, Lieutenant Sternberg, Chief Harrison representing Precinct 1 Constable's Office, as well as Assistant Chief Garza and Lieutenant Strain from the Precinct 4 Constable's Office. We have Lieutenant Tanya Prince, Assistant Chief Lewis here today representing the Metro Police Department, along with Officer Cromwell as well. We have Assistant Chief Anderson and Chief Deputy Jordan Goff from the Precinct 5 Constable's Office joining them, as well as Lieutenant Hutchins. And we have Sergeant Davis Vo and Officer Payne representing the Houston Police Department, Sergeant Eric Burse and Major Terry Truitt representing the Texas Department of Public Safety, Major Anthony McConnell, Captain Eric Albers, Lieutenant Deshauna Cheek, Sergeant Gabriel Perkins representing the Harris County Sheriff's Office, Assistant District Attorney Chief Whitney Raspberry from the Harris County DA's office and the Vehicular Crimes Division Chief, Mariana Cano representing Responsibility.org as a parent influencer, Sergeant Nathan Wells and Captain Floyd, Captain Ornoff and Sergeant Timothy Vaughn, and Lieutenant Johnson Hall from the Precinct 7 Constable's Office, as well as Danny Perez from TxDOT, and last but certainly not least, our victims of impaired driving joining us here today. We have Lupita Gutierrez, we have Carol Levin here as well as Rosa Villanueva with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving Victim Services Department. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Tess. Good morning to all of you and to our partners that are gathered here today. Good morning. I am Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. We gather here today not just as residents of Harris County, but as advocates for safety and voices for change. I want to thank all of our traffic safety partners and the leaders gathered here today for being here and for our collective efforts to end impaired driving on our roadways. Memorial Day weekend, it's a special time. It's a time where we honor and we mourn United States service members who have died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. But Memorial Day weekend also means many things: remembrance, reflection, a time with family and friends. But for too many, it also has become a weekend marked by tragedy, life lost in crashes that should have never happened. AAA, I know, refers to it as the 100 deadliest days of summer. What begins from Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day tends to be the deadliest in our country when it comes to fatal crashes. And Memorial Day weekend typically, consistently has been one of those days when it's just so dangerous out there when it comes to fatal crashes in our community. And Harris County, unfortunately, is always the tip of the spear when it comes to that. So for that, we say enough is enough. Impaired driving continues to claim the lives in our county at alarming rates, as I just mentioned. And Harris County has experienced more than its share of heartbreak. That's not something we're proud of. It's something we're working daily to change. Everyone here is. Let's be clear, driving under the influence is a choice, and it's a deadly one. Every 78 seconds in this country, someone is killed or injured in a crash involving an impaired driver. That's a statistic, but behind every number is a name, such as the Gutierrez family that's here and others, Jennifer Chavez's family, a future cut short. We don't accept that. We can't accept that. Families, again, like the Childress family, are changed forever due to one person's choice to drink and drive, to be irresponsible. Their story and the stories of countless others fuel our mission every single day. This Memorial Day weekend, our deputies and all our partners will be out in full force, working diligently to remove suspected impaired drivers from our roads and save lives. Our law enforcement officers are not immune to the impact of this crime. They too put their lives on the line every day to protect our community, have to be out in those roadways trying to affect those arrests and make those stops. They've witnessed the aftermath of these preventable crashes firsthand, and it leaves a lasting mark. But their efforts alone are not enough. We need your cooperation and commitment to make responsible choices behind the wheel. This year, alongside our enforcement efforts, we're also making it easier than ever to make the right choice. Thanks to a new partnership with Lyft and Responsibility.org, you can use promo code HCSO Memorial Day, that's HCSO Memorial Day, starting at 7 p.m. on Friday until 11:59 p.m. on Monday to receive a $15 off your ride home. So we want to thank them for being a good community partner. We know you have options. Use them. Designate a sober driver. Call a friend. Use a rideshare. Just don't get behind the wheel impaired. Because when you do, it's not just your life at risk, it's everyone else's too. But be the reason someone makes it home. If you drink, do not drive. And it's important to plan ahead. Once you're tipsy, once you're feeling the effects of the alcohol or the impairment, it's kind of too late at that point. So start planning ahead. There's no excuse for it. Briefly in Spanish, buenos días, soy el alguacil Ed González. Estamos aquí no solo para personas del condado, como personas del condado de Harris, sino también somos personas que quieren calles más seguras. Gracias a todos los que están aquí ayudando a detener a quienes manejen bajo el efecto del alcohol o las drogas. El fin de semana del Día de los Caídos es para recordar, pensar y pasar tiempo con la familia y los amigos, pero para muchas personas también ha sido un fin de semana de tristeza porque choques que no deberían pasar. Ya basta. Conducir baja la influencia sigue quitando vidas en nuestro condado. El condado de Harris ha tenido muchas tragedias. No es algo que nos enorgullece, es algo que queremos cambiar todos los días. Deberemos ser claros, manejar bajo la influencia es una decisión muy peligrosa. Cada 78 segundos en este país, alguien muere o se lastima en un choque por culpa de un conductor borracho o drogado. Eso es una estadística, pero detrás de cada número hay una persona, una familia, una vida que se pierde. No aceptamos eso. Aquí tenemos varias personas quienes han sido impactadas por un conductor que estaba conduciendo y estaba intoxicado. Este año, además de arrestar a conductores peligrosos, queremos ayudarte a tomar buenas decisiones. Gracias a una nueva alianza con Lyft y Responsibility.org, puedes usar el código HCSO Memorial Day desde el viernes a las 7 p.m. hasta el lunes a las 11:59 p.m. para recibir $15 de descuento en tu viaje a casa. O sea, esas opciones o encuentre otras opciones, queremos decir que hay opciones, entonces por favor utiliza esas opciones y hagan mejores decisiones. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. At this point, I want to invite a Region Chief of Texas Department of Public Safety, Gerald Brown.
Sheriff, thank you. Thank you for the invite, and thank you to the media for being here and helping us get this important message out. My name is Gerald Brown. I am the Region Chief for the Texas Department of Public Safety, Southeast Texas region, the Houston region. I'd like to thank everybody, all my law enforcement partners here on the stage for all their continued partnerships. Memorial Day weekend is commonly recognized as the unofficial kickoff of summer, but more importantly, as the sheriff's already said, it is a weekend to remember, recognize, and honor those men and women who've lost their lives in service to this great country that we live in. And as we observe this important holiday, it is important that motorists understand that there's going to be an uptick. There's going to be way more traffic on the roads than normal. And so we want everyone to be safe. At DPS, our mission is very clear. That is to protect and serve. Over the Memorial Day weekend, our troopers will be out patrolling the roadways in partnership with these folks you see behind me, enforcing traffic laws to reduce crashes so that folks can be home safe. Last year, during the DPS 2024 All-American enforcement efforts, there was more than 361,000 citations and warnings issued for multiple violations. Additionally, troopers made 579 felony and fugitive arrests during that time frame. In 2024, Southeast Texas region, this region recorded 157 fatality crashes. 97 of those were here in Harris County, and those crashes were involved with DWI, intoxicated drivers. Again, we want you to drive safe. Since November of 2000, there has not been a single day without a traffic fatality on the Texas roadways. So just think about that. 24 consecutive years, there's not been a deathless day on the roads here in the state of Texas. I think we can change that. I think with the help of all these folks you see up here, but not just us. Every Texan has a duty to try to protect each other. So we ask that you plan, be safe, to help everyone to get home safely. We encourage you to go to our DPS website and look at some other safety tips as well. But again, have a plan. Sheriff's already said, have a plan. Call a ride share, phone a friend, phone a family member. And when you have a plan, stick to it. My advice is, if you're going to do a ride share, do it to the place you're going to go to. That way you don't have your car or your keys with you to drive home. Plan ahead so that you don't get yourself in a situation where you harm yourself, or more importantly, some innocent bystander. So thank you for your time. I'll be followed by Chief Guzman with the Houston Police Department. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Executive Assistant Chief Alvaro Guzman with the Houston Police Department. And on behalf of Chief of Police Noe Diaz, it's our honor to be here, part of this DWI initiative with the rest of our partners. As Memorial Day weekend approaches, it is a time for remembrance, celebration, and reflection on the sacrifice of men and women who gave their lives in service. It is also a time when people make a decision to drive drunk. Every year, Memorial Day brings preventable tragedies to our roads. Driving under the influence is not just a bad choice, it is a criminal act that puts innocent lives at risk. Last year alone, over the Memorial Day holiday, we arrested a total of 89 people in one weekend. These aren't just numbers, these are our family, friends, and neighbors who made a dangerous decision and are now facing serious legal consequences. And the problem is not limited to holiday weekends. This year alone, our city has already seen a total of 1,549 DWI arrests so far this year. And we're not even halfway through 2025. These numbers should alarm every single one of us. Too many people are still choosing to drink and drive. We will be joining our law enforcement partners throughout Houston and will be out in full force this Memorial Day weekend. If you get behind the wheel drunk, you will be arrested. No exceptions, no excuses. There are many safe ride options. Call a cab or a ride share, designate a sober driver, use public transportation, or stay where you are if you are too intoxicated to drive. If you see someone trying to drive after drinking, speak up. Take their keys, help save a life. Memorial Day is about honoring the fallen. Let's not dishonor their memory by making reckless choices on our roads. Drive sober or don't drink and drive at all. Thank you. Now I'll be followed by Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier.
They gave me 3 minutes. I'm gonna go over. Sorry. Here we are again. We are kicking off the 100 days, the 100 deadliest days of 2025. I've been at this press conference time and time again, begging with the public, pleading, trying to educate the public about how to not deal or get caught up in the most preventable crime that we deal with. And I want everyone to take heart and heed of all of these incredible partners that spoke before me about how to not get caught up in this. But I want to speak to those individuals that are going to ignore that. This weekend and the rest of these 100 days, we are going to have extra prosecutors on call 24/7 to help write the search warrants. We are a no refusal county and will commit to staying that way so that every one of these officers, when they pull you over, they will be able to get the search warrant, take your blood so that we can prosecute you and they get back out and catch the next one of you who goes about committing this incredibly selfish crime of DWI. Everyone that knows me knows that this is my passion. You will not get compassion. You won't get a second chance if you commit this crime, because I have been on too many scenes where people lose their lives because of this. I have been with Lupita and Tanya on those scenes where heroes get killed because of this selfish crime. So yes, get a rideshare. Yes, don't drink and drive. Please do all of that. But to those people, to the 1,000 who have already done it this year that we caught, we are going to get you. And we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. This, among all the crimes, is the most selfish one you can commit. And we are done leading the country in alcohol and drug-related fatalities. It will not stay while I'm the DA. So thank you all very much. I have the distinct pleasure and honor to introduce one of the strongest human beings that I've ever met. I just got done trying her daughter's case, and she is here and such a fierce advocate for the same things that I'm passionate about, but even more so. Tanya Childers.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tanya Childress, and I stand before you today to share my story of my daughter, Jennifer, and how her life was taken by a drunk driver. Jennifer was 32 years old and worked as a deputy constable for Harris County Constable's Office, Precinct 7. Jennifer was not only a police officer, she was also an Army veteran, a wonderful daughter, a sister, a cousin, a friend, and an amazing mother. Jennifer was a great role model to those who knew her. On April 2nd, 2022, Jennifer was on duty patrolling the Beltway 8 when she received a call about a possible drunk driver weaving in and out of their lane, endangering other drivers on the road, and if not stopped, he was going to kill someone. Jennifer positioned her patrol unit on the shoulder road, awaiting to intercept the vehicle. This drunk driver was driving over the speed limit. His vehicle crossed over 4 lanes of traffic before striking the back of her patrol unit while it was parked on the shoulder, causing it to burst into flames. Bystanders and law enforcement were not able to rescue my daughter from the burning vehicle due to the intense heat and fire that had engulfed the vehicle. Witnesses detained the driver as he attempted to flee the scene. He did absolutely nothing to try to render aid. The impact of Jennifer's death has left her siblings without their dearest best friend, not just their sister. Life feels impossible for them to live without her. Losing Jennifer has devastated her siblings and nephew, leaving them feeling unmotivated and hopeless without Jennifer to witness significant moments or celebrations. And it's all because a selfish man made the decision to drink and drive. I still wait up late at night waiting for Jennifer to call and tell me, "Mama, I made it home." I miss her calls, just asking, "Mama, what you doing?" and those pop-up visits. Jennifer's son has had to continue his life without his mother, sending him off on his first day of school and not there celebrating his birthdays, and not having the emotional and physical comfort of his mother when he does not feel well or has had a not so good day and needs a mother's hug. Our lives have been turned upside down due to one person's decision to drink and drive instead of taking an Uber or Lyft or calling a family member to come and pick him up. The drunk driver who killed my daughter was found guilty of intoxicated manslaughter of a peace officer. and due to his extensive criminal history and prior DWIs, he was sentenced to life in prison. I and Jennifer's loved ones have also been given a life sentence by having to live without Jennifer for the rest of our lives. Driving while intoxicated is a 100% preventable crime, and by not doing it, it can save countless lives and prevent bodily injuries. If you are not going to be considerate of strangers on the road with you when you drink and drive, please be considerate of your family members and what they will go through if you are arrested for a DWI, injured or killed, or if you injure or kill someone else from your poor decision making. Please think before you drink. Have a plan in place and do not drink and drive.
Listen, in closing, we're all here because we care. We care for our community. We want to make sure that everyone's staying safe. We want everyone to have a good time. We want everyone to enjoy themselves. But we're not going to let up. I think you've heard from a number of us from different angles on this, and this is something very serious. DA Tier said it best. This is a very selfish act because you know what you're putting yourself into. You know, you're robbing someone of their ability to live because you made a reckless decision and put yourself out there. So this is an entire community issue. You know, so the businesses out there, don't be over serving. I've worked with DA Tier before. We're going to be, and Chuck Cornelius and his team that's here, we're going to be going after the source locations as well. We work with TABC, their investigative team, on that. You know, if you're hosting a house party, don't be over serving. Make sure that underage people aren't drinking. You know, if you're going out, go out. But again, as you heard, good suggestion. Take a rideshare taxi, a bus. You know, we have Metro here as well. There's so many options these days. There's absolutely no excuse. You know, we want everyone to have a good time, but be responsible, folks. Don't think, oh, I'm okay. We've heard the myths of, oh, I actually drive better when I'm a little tipsy. No, you don't. You think you do, you don't. And you're putting someone in harm's way. It could lead not only to an arrest and cost you thousands of dollars, you know, but it could also most likely cause death. That's why, again, these days are considered the deadliest in our country. And we could change that. That's a personal choice and responsibility we all make. But in this county, we're not going to tolerate it. I know we'll work collectively to make sure that they're prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And these are very serious charges. So please, you know, if you have a drinking issue, you know, you have a history, and family members as well, you have a role in this too. Don't let other people get behind the wheel. You know, no matter what, you know, plan ahead, take the keys, do whatever you have to do. Someone's life is at stake. So thank you all very much. Any questions we could answer? Take a few.
You also, there's going to be more during the weekend. You know, what's the amount of, you have a number?
I don't have a specific number. Every agency obviously commits different resources. We'll be having roll calls in the evenings. We work closely with Matt and other partners that support us all the time so that we could stage, and then we go out in full force into the community. And so our deputies are out there on the roadways as well. You know, I think of my friend and the late, hero, Sergeant Ramon Gutierrez, Lupita's here, that spent his life arresting these intoxicated drivers out there only to lose his life to one. And so, you know, we're going to be out there. Yes, we put ourselves in harm's way. So, you know, we pray for our men and women that are out there doing this tough job, but they understand the seriousness of it. And we're going to be out in full force. So again, statistically, if you're out there drinking and driving, you're either going to get arrested, or, you know, again, you could put yourself in harm's way, or someone else. And look, to those that are out there driving, there's a family that's waiting for you to come home as well. You know, and so make the right decisions. Even if you're reckless about others, think about yourself, because there's somebody waiting for you as well. And again, so we'll be out there in full force. We search resources, and everybody commits a lot of resources to be out there in high numbers this particular weekend. We do all the time because it's a big issue here in this county, but on these specific days, simply because we know that consistently Memorial Day weekend, you see a big uptick. I think it's about 40% of the crashes in this country tend to happen on or about Memorial Day weekend.
Also, is this going to be a no refusal weekend where judges can issue warrants for blood draws if necessary?
Absolutely. Thanks to TxDOT and the cooperation of literally every agency you see here, Harris County is a no refusal county, 24/7, 365. We have judges that sign warrants at 3 a.m. for blood on a Tuesday. There is no such thing anymore as a no refusal weekend. We're a no refusal county. The difference on this weekend and 4th of July and really throughout this entire next 100 days is we are going to have extra prosecutors. We are going to send prosecutors when MAD decides to grill hamburgers and have the roll call for everyone. We're going to have a prosecutor there, not just downtown, in different strategic places around the county so that officers in the Northwest, when they pull you over on 290, get to go there and write a search warrant and have it signed and have the blood drawn so they're back in their area of patrol much quicker. We are going to facilitate getting officers back on the street and getting you, if you make that selfish choice, to the Joint Processing Center in a much faster way after we get the evidence to prosecute you. So this weekend is a no refusal weekend, but it's different because we're going to have resources that help facilitate these heroic men and women behind me in going after these people.
And if any of our media partners want to join our roll call or whatever, I'm sure we could arrange for that as well, or ride along or something. We could try to accommodate you.
And a special message to people with history that already have, charges of DWI in their record. Do you have something specific for them?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think I touched on it just briefly when I said that if you have a history of drinking, addiction, anything like that, again, the time to plan is ahead of time. You don't put yourself in harm's way, put yourself, at risk of being arrested. Again, I think the chief and others have already spoken about the high number of arrests that we all see in our agencies every year battling this very issue. The scary thing is that for everyone that we arrest, there's many others that drove intoxicated and made it to their destination on that particular day. You may not be so lucky next time. If you struggle with alcohol or you binge drink or any of these things, or driving tipsy is still driving intoxicated. You have to also, again, it's 100% preventable. If you have that issue, people around you know if you have an issue. People at restaurants and bars that are serving can see when somebody's intoxicated. So it's everybody's responsibility. And so everybody has to take action. This isn't one where anybody could stay on the sidelines. We need everybody to be proactive. Again, there's more options than ever before to get a safe ride home. Plan ahead. And so to your point, yes, especially if you know that you're prone to over drinking, plan ahead. Plan ahead, because that's why we're here. We're not here just to say this, as DA Tier said. We come here every year, and every year you still see more of the same behavior. And it's as we just shake our head thinking, how many more times do we need to tell you it's not a good decision? And the odds sooner or later are going to catch up to you, or something bad's going to happen. Yes, sir.
Sheriff, and this is a question for yourself and for HPD as well. But do you have lists of hot zones, bars that are known to be overpouring, areas with lounges and restaurants that are overpouring? Are there going to be sobriety checkpoints, extra enforcement in these zones that I'm hoping your intelligence departments have provided you with?
Yeah, I think, and HPD can answer, it might be the same, most likely, but our main priority is to surge enforcement efforts, all throughout. I wish we could say there was just one specific area. We have so much sprawl in our region, and people like to get behind the wheel of their car to get from A to B. And so, I wish there was just one area that we could all just focus on. Unfortunately, it's so spread out. We know locations that are high target locations within incorporated areas, and our partners here from DPS to our constable partners know, there's places in unincorporated Harris County as well. So we don't want to focus on one area. Plus, even if we did, we don't want to tell our community because we want them to know we're going to be everywhere. And also, we can't get tunnel vision to think that they're only going to establishments and over drinking. Sometimes people are drinking at friends' houses. We know parties. There's a lot of over serving. There's a lot of serving to minors. Convenience stores as well cannot be selling to minors as well. So these are all different challenges that this particular issue presents. But we're spread across this entire region, and I know our partners, I'm sure Fort Bend and Montgomery County are also doing the same. So it's just just all hands on deck approach. There's not only one specific area. We want to make sure we keep other areas safe because it may not also be where you're departing from. It may be that you live somewhere in the greater Houston, Harris County region. So even if you're not consuming in one area, you're driving home to another. And we want to make sure we have eyes out there in those areas too.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. And all of us will be here available if anybody wants to chat with us afterwards. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great, safe Memorial Day weekend, and may God bless our troops as well.